I know you got a plan, like a strategy, like a direction that you're going with this Shopify thing, right? Hi, everybody. It's me, Kat, and this is Queens Invest 101. So, we're going to talk strategy today. So, I know you're excited about your Shopify store, and I know that you are ready just to go full force. But hold on 1 second. Don't dive into it unless you have some kind of strategy, preferably written out, but at least in your head about how you're going to execute to be successful with this e-commerce journey. It's just like any other venture that you take on. This is a business. Even if it's a side hustle or a part-time business, it's still a business. And you need to have things in order and in place in order for you to be successful. So if you're going to be successful in doing this e-commerce thing, don't go into this blindly. Now, to help you, kind of plan out how you want things to go, what you expect, to happen, you need to ask yourself a few questions. Now, by no means are these the only questions you should ask yourself, but I'm going to give you some few starter questions to kind of help you start to develop a strategy. Now, hopefully, that a strategy is basically a plan. It's a plan of steps, of action steps that you take in order to achieve a goal, in order to get through an obstacle, a hurdle, or something. So you need to know what you're selling, first and foremost. You need to know who your target audience is. Besides getting your domain name and doing all the business aspect of it, like you need to know like what your budget is going to be, how you're going to get traffic to your store, um, how who are who's your ideal customer, what problem are you solving? Is your product a luxury item or is it a necessity item? Are you going to do a high end product or a low end product? Is your product something that people will come back and buy over and over, or is it one of those products that's a one time product? Are you doing a niche store, or are you doing a general store, which I don't recommend, or are you doing a one product store? So ask yourself some questions, like start, jotting things down, brainstorming some things that you need to like know for sure before you even indulge into this e-commerce, because you want to be successful. Like I wholeheartedly believe that you can start a store, have your first store successful. You don't have to go in and like test out a store and fail in order for you to start another store and be successful. I think that you can be successful with your first try, but you have to have a strategy in place. You can't just go in this and say, I'm just going to try it out and see what happens. Like you can't do that with anything in life. So why would you think you can do that, with, your first Shopify store, your side hustle or whatever? So go in there with a strategy, with the plan in place, and like really think about what you want this end game to be. Do you want this to just be a side hustle so you can make some extra money? Are you planning on scaling this up to be a business, a standalone business? Are you looking to replace your income? Are you looking to supplement your income? Are you looking to add more product over time, or are you looking just to cap off at a certain amount of product? So who is your supplier going to be? Are you making the products yourself, or are you outsourcing the product? Are you drop shipping? Like it's so many questions and so many variables, so many ways that you can actually execute on this e-commerce Shopify platform, that you need to like know exactly what you're going to do, where you're heading, what's your target, what's your end goal. You need to know all of these things before you take the plunge into it. So before you even purchase your domain name, before you even sign up for that free trial with Shopify, before you do any of that stuff, sit down, either type it out or record it on your, phone or something, write it out, write out your strategy. Your strategy doesn't have to be long, but it should be detailed enough from, what you know now and what your end goal is going to be. And you can fill in the other details later if you don't know the answer to every question. So later on in this channel, I'm definitely going to go into detail on things that I think you should have in your strategy. But for now, I just want you to get to thinking about what your strategy is, how to get started to be successful. Because a lot of people go into this and just feel like, they've watched a couple of videos, read a couple blogs or what have you, and thinking that it's easy enough that they can just go in and just do it and they'll figure it out as they go along. And those are the ones that will say, man, I started a store and I ain't getting no traffic. I don't know what's wrong with it, or I don't know how to do it, or this shit just don't work, or, they the ones that don't be successful. So we want success. We want to be successful, and we want to just not waste our money and definitely not waste our time. So in order for you to avoid that, write out your strategy, or at least at least have a well thought out strategy so that you can execute and you can tweak things as you go along and you know where you're going. Because if you fail to plan, then no, if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. That's the saying. If you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. So don't plan to fail. You gotta for real, like, you know, take it serious. It's not a hobby, it's not a game, it's not a joke. You trying to make some real money here. So get that strategy in check. So, like and subscribe if you think that I am just being helpful. If you want to follow along on my journey, I would appreciate it. Yeah, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. And go ahead and subscribe to my channel and leave a comment. If you need help with strategy, how to make a strategy, I'll definitely help you out as best I can. If you have any suggestions on how people can go ahead and implement a strategy or get it going. If you can think of any other questions that you need to answer in your strategy to help somebody else with their strategy, go ahead and put that below. And then let's have this conversation. So until the next video, I'll talk to you later.